Well, greetings, everybody. My name is Bill O'Leary, and I'm coming to you live to talk about an estate planning topic. I'm an estate planning lawyer with the Legacy Planning Law Group in Jacksonville, Florida, and I'm going live. It's part of a weekly series where I go live most every week on Thursday afternoons, part of our Thursday series where I talk about a different topic I run across in my law practice, talking to clients, friends, staff, sort of a topic that may come up that I find interesting. So, as part of Thirsty Thursday, if you're thirsting for knowledge, you've come to the right place. So, the topic of today's talk, I call it a senior's guide to estate planning. So, most older adults, they know and understand that estate planning is really important. Yet, even though they know that, more than half of Americans 55 and older don't have a will, and even less have powers of attorney and advanced health care directives and living wills. These important legal documents, what they do essentially is give your loved ones important guidance on the end of life wishes that you want. But also beyond that, good estate planning your estate, reduces the burden that you're going to pass on to your loved ones, the burdens that they'll face, and it lessens the potential for conflict among your family members after you're gone. And so whether you own just a few assets or a lot, every senior should have an estate plan. You know, plans may look different, some may be simpler than others, but every senior should have a plan. And so, first of all, what does your estate consist of? Well, it's things like maybe your home, let's say bank accounts, cars, boats, investment accounts, let's say life insurance, personal possessions, as well as any debt that you owe that has to be settled up. So just some basic elements of a good estate plan. First of all, having a will in place, a last will and testament. So what a will does is it basically serves to effectively transfer your estate after you die to those you want it to go to, whether it's loved ones, whether it's friends, whether it's organizations, charities, churches, whatnot. Also, naming your executor is another function of having a will. And this person will make sure that your wishes are carried out. Now, most older adults, they tend to want to choose a child, let's say the most responsible adult child, for this important role. And most of the time that works out just fine. But whoever you choose, do tell the person that you select, tell them that you've done that to manage their expectations, and tell the rest of the family what you expect in your will and how you provided for everybody. This way, by telling people ahead of time rather than them being surprised after you pass away, you can address any questions that they may have and maybe stave off potential confrontations, family conflict after you're gone. Now, one word of caution. If you have a will, but all you have is a will, your family likely will end up being stuck in what we call the probate court. And probate, you see, it's a legal process, a certain court proceeding where the court will oversee the distribution of your assets. The probate process can really add stress to the person that's serving as the executor in charge of the estate, as well as increase the time it takes for your family and other loved ones to receive their inheritance. Probate takes a long time and is very expensive, especially here in Florida, kind of a hot mess here in Florida. So how can we make sure that your family won't be stuck in the probate court? Real simple. Get a living trust as an alternative to a will. A living trust is a great way to avoid probate. It's used in Florida all the time. And what you could do is you can have everything go to your loved ones with a living trust smoothly, quickly, and easily. Everyone wants that. No court system to deal with. And what's nice about a living trust is it can be changed at any time by you, which means you're not locked in and you can change it. It's adaptable to changing circumstances in the future that maybe we can't predict. So having a living trust instead of a will, great solution. Now, some other important items of a good estate plan. A guide for seniors, having a financial power of attorney, also known as a durable power of attorney. So this is where you appoint someone to make financial decisions for you if you can't. engage in financial transactions. Heck, even to have communications with financial institutions on your behalf. Without a good power of attorney in place, you're not going to have somebody that's able to help you with these matters. And then on the healthcare side of things, so we break out financial and healthcare separately, what are called healthcare advance directives, and there are several specific types of advance directives. One, what's called a healthcare surrogate designation. This is where you can name someone to make medical decisions for you if you get to the point where you just can't anymore. By the way, this also is sometimes referred to as a healthcare proxy or maybe a healthcare power of attorney, just different terminology. Another very important advanced healthcare directive is a HIPAA authorization. HIPAA is the medical privacy law that keeps our medical information private. Well, with a HIPAA authorization, you can list people that you're basically saying to the doctors and the medical staff and so forth, hey, you're allowed to talk to them about my medical situation. Something else, advanced directive-wise, a pre-need guardian declaration. Imagine that you have declining health and it gets to the point where there's just no alternative at that point but for a legal guardian to be appointed for you. This is your way of saying, today, I'm not leaving it to chance, this is who I want my guardian to be, which is why we call it a pre-need declaration, because the need doesn't exist now when you're putting this together, and hopefully it is never needed, but it's a just in case. You're not leaving it to chance, you're deciding ahead of time who you would want your legal guardian to be. And then one last very important healthcare advance directive, a living will. It's where you basically clearly set out your wishes in writing for what kind of medical care or treatment that you want. Let's say if you're terminal or close to death, if the doctor determines there's no hope of recovery, and the doctor also determines that to give the medical procedure or treatment that might be considered at the time, if the doctor says, hey, all that's going to do is prolong the dying process, then the living will is your way of saying, then I don't want that extraordinary procedure. So if the doctor checks all those boxes, hey, don't put me on that machine, okay? Or pull the plug, I've heard it referred to as. So having a living will in place takes some of the guesswork out of it. Imagine that you are dying and your family is guessing or fretting or worrying about what you would or would not have wanted, and you can't speak for yourself anymore. Plus, it reduces the chances for family conflict. Imagine one child says, oh no, mom or dad would have wanted this done, and the other child says, no, mom and dad would have wanted that done, and now the siblings are fighting with each other. Nobody wants that. A living will can eliminate that dynamic. Once all of your estate planning documents are complete, you will certainly have a sense of peace, knowing you have a solid plan in place to protect both you and your loved ones. If you'd like, to know a little bit more about sort of the guiding seniors on their estate planning, and maybe if you'd like to know, hey, can we help you? We'd love to talk to you. So we would invite you to schedule a free 15-minute discovery phone call. Scheduling is very easy. You can go to our website, Legacy Planning Law Group, select the Book Your Free Call button. It's a gold button. Click on it, takes you to our booking calendar. Or if you happen to be watching this video on YouTube, well, now appearing at the bottom of this video is a sort of a pop-up screen. Click on it, takes you to the exact same booking calendar. Pick the day and time that works for you, and again, that call is complimentary. If you've enjoyed this video, please do like and share it. And I mentioned the YouTube channel. Do subscribe. We are thankful and grateful that we're getting more and more subscribers all the time, putting up sort of new content all the time. So I hope you've enjoyed this talk about sort of a senior's guide to estate planning. I'm going to give another talk next Thursday at about the same time, part of our Thirsty Thursday series. So if you're if you're thirsting for knowledge, I should say, I'm going to quench your thirst. So Bill O'Leary, I'm going to sign off for now. Go make it a great day, and if you can, even if it's in just some small way, make it a better world.